All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here at the Nikki Clarke Show Live. Awesome, I'm Nikki Clarke, and thank you for making the right decision to stop by here at Go Live TV. We have incredible guests, and I'm so excited to invite another amazing, stellar individual. She is an author and a poet. Please welcome Michelle Jean to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You got a fan over there. How you doing? Oh, you look lovely.
Thank you.
So tell us, how has everything been going for you the last little bit?
It's going fantastic. It's really going fantastic because I've been writing, constantly writing, because that's my passion. That's what I truly love to do. So I constantly do it.
I really appreciate the book that you sent me.
You are so welcome.
I'm so delighted that you sent that to me. Just, I wasn't expecting that, and then it came in the mail, and then that led to you being here because I wanted people to hear more about your story and how you create these incredible pieces of poetry and prose. So tell us about your background leading up to becoming a writer.
I always loved writing, and through my younger years, I'd submit stuff and I would get rejected, and then I gave it up. And then out of death, like tragedy, I got back into writing, and it's been a journey, just continuously writing, it's fun. It's fun for me, but writing, the books that I write, some will say they're controversial, but it's a way for me to express myself. And then when you get a calling to do something, you have to do it.
Yes.
Initially, I did not want to get back into writing again, but the message was for me is like, God said, write a book. And I know everyone said, well, God say write a book. And I did not want to write the book. And then a pastor friend of mine said, you know what, God asked you to do something. You have to do it. And you can't escape it. And then I started again, and I'm still continuing my journey, writing about God, writing about spirituality, just writing how to live. One of my saying is that if you don't know yourself, you can't know God.
Right.
And God is there for everybody, but it's not everyone that is there for God.
Right. I love how you express your adoration for God, and I think there are also parts of the book that I read about spiritual warfare. Did you want to talk about that?
Spiritual warfare is everywhere. It's when you are positive, there is negative spirits, negative people, negative everything that bombards you in life. So in life, you have to slowly get rid of the negatives and just keep the positives. And one of the things that you have to realize is that no matter what you're going through, God is always there for you. So you have to trust God. People say, well, I believe in God. I say, trust God, because God is there for everybody. No matter your battle, no matter your pain, God is there. A perfect song for anyone that is going through hardships, pain, or anything is No Weapon by Fred Hammond. You lean on to that when you can't go on. You lean on to God when you can't go on. And all these things will get you through. Amen. God is the number one. You have to remember that God is the number one. Amen.
Preach. Right? Can I get amen from the audience? Fantastic. And it's true. I mean, I think the currency for miracles is faith. That's all you need to do, is to believe that what God promised you is going to happen.
It does happen. But for a lot of people, it's like, oh, they want God to do so much or give so much. But we have to remember that God give us a little bit. a little at a time. And you have to learn to be satisfied with the little that God gives you.
Right.
We say God is slow, but God is sure.
He's on time.
Always on time.
He's always on time.
It's just us as humans that don't realize that spiritual time is different from physical time.
Absolutely.
You know, spiritual time is way further in time than physical time. So therefore, when God gives, God don't give you right away. Mm-hmm. You know, it takes a little bit of time.
Or he can do things in 5 minutes that probably would have taken in the natural realm 5 years. Mm-hmm. So it's all depending on his timing, and you can't lean on your understanding. So that's what I've learned in my journey so far. Yeah. You know, and what you said, he gives you only what you can handle.
Yes.
At a time.
Yes.
So the book titles, can you talk about the books and where people can find them?
The book titles, there's my recent one that I just did is I Refuse. And then I did another one called 666, The Mark of the Beast Clarified. Because when you are chosen, God educate you. Mm-hmm. And you have to know how God speaks to you, how God educate you. And when God is educating you, he's giving you a higher knowledge. So with all that is happening now, we have to not just lean on ourselves, we have to lean on God. Because to me right now, we are in like a spiritual warfare. Mm-hmm. And the journey, it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. So we have to find God if we want to survive. If we don't find God, we will not survive what's to come because it's worse. There's worse to come. So we have to prepare for that.
Absolutely.
You know, so my books can be found on lulu.com. You can also get them on Amazon, as well as Barnes & Noble. Like everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay.
Yes.
So there's Refuse.
Yeah, I Refuse.
I Refuse.
That is the latest one that I just did. And it's like more of a poetry. It's like it says I refuse to be what anyone else wants me to be. I refuse to act like someone else. I have to be me. Mm-hmm. You know, because I hold on strongly to God, and I would like to think that I do everything for God. God is at the forefront of all that I do, and it's going to stay that way. So I refuse to be anyone else but me.
You refuse to conform.
I refuse to conform because God is my healer.
He's the source.
My source.
Awesome.
My light.
And you're bringing light into the world.
Well, I'm hoping that I can bring true light into the world. You know, I'm hoping that when someone picks up my book, they gather knowledge and they see beyond certain things. Mm-hmm. You know, because like I said, God educate you, so you have to educate God's people as well.
Yeah, it's the responsibility.
Yes.
Once you get the heavenly download, that's what I call it, to share the knowledge.
True, but even though when you get the heavenly download from God, some people do not accept you. They are extremely jealous. It's like God should not be giving you a gift. You're not worthy of it. But what makes you not worthy of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know, you don't know the mind of God, and He chooses who He wants to bless and to receive any of His gifts. So
that is so true.
You are gifted.
Thank you.
So embrace that, and I really want to thank you for sharing your journey. And if you want to get a copy of the books, I Refuse and the 666.
Yeah, The Mark of the Beast Clarified.
Okay.
Then there's so much. It's like there's African American Cuss Out, where I kind of like went crazy on Black people because we need to start unifying. You know, we need to start coming together. Mm-hmm. We need to start knowing things.
Okay.
So, like, when you look at the younger generation now, and if you were to look into the future, you will see that they basically don't have anything. They need to be guided properly. They need to be educated properly. Like my kid says, Mom, technology is gonna kill everybody because everybody's on their cell phone. They don't know how to speak to each other, and when you are in a public space and you see young girls, it's like this one particular one. I was on the bus. There's two of them. They're friends. She was saying, "Oh, if I had her boyfriend's PIN number, she would wipe out his bank account." And I'm saying to myself, how can you live like that? And a lot of the young kids today are living like that.
Yeah. So there's a need for mentors like you, and to really guide the generation
we
coming.
have to.
Yeah.
We have
It's a responsibility.
We
Absolutely.
have to guide them.
Awesome. Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you
It's
for
been a
having
pleasure
me.
learning about what you do, and God bless you in
Thank you so
everything.
much.
Thank you so much. Everyone, Michelle Jean.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. We'll be back.